Okay, so um, welcome to the Nerdcrafting Hangout for the Female Geek Bloggers group on Google+. And my name is Kelsey. I am from aprilsprinkles.blogspot.com, as you can see. And let's just go around and introduce ourselves, starting with Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I blog at readerlygeek.wordpress.com, and I guess that's about it.
Alrighty. And now Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jenny. I blog at magiccatjenny.com, and I also sell my crafts and such at nerdymonsters.etsy.com.
Ah, yes. And I forgot to mention that I also have a Etsy, and it is April Sprinkles on Etsy. Yes, go ahead.
I also have an Etsy too. I'm Melissa's Cute Crochet at Etsy.com.
Alrighty. So I guess we can just start jumping into questions then, if everybody's ready. Alright. So how long have you been crafting? And we'll start with Melissa again, if that's okay.
Let's see. I started crocheting when I was about 10 years old. My grandma taught me. So I've been doing that for a really long time now, but I've been doing all kinds of crafting. Like when I was in junior high, I loved doing Lord of the Rings stuff. I was like huge into that. So I made like Lord of the Rings shirts, Lord of the Rings like quiz books, and all kinds of stuff. So I've been doing it pretty consistently for over 10 years, I guess.
Very nice. Jennifer or Jenny? Which do you prefer, Jennifer or Jenny?
You can call me Jenny.
All right, that's what I'll cross off Jennifer now and put that in there. All right, go.
I as well have been crafting for a very long time. It was like my favorite hobby as a kid to just get the craft supplies together and just make whatever. I used to do cats costumes a lot in high school and also before high school, which would involve both knitting and painting and fake hair and just everything. But lately I've just been doing a lot of sewing and button making. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I've been crafting since I was born, pretty much. My mom would give me little pieces of things, and I would make crazy whatever toys. She would be finding, like, rubbish stuff in my drawers and stuff, and would have to throw it away just because I'm like, I'm making all these crazy little things. But I started crocheting and knitting again when I was in high school, and actually my last year of high school in 2007. So that's really when I started it again, and I also do other stuff. But that's the next question. So, tell us about what kind of crafts you do, Melissa.
Well, now I do tons of crocheting. I make a lot of amigurumi toys, like little dolls. That's mainly what I do. But I'm trying to get back into knitting. I learned when I was in high school, but I only learned how to knit scarves, and I never learned how to read patterns. So I'm trying really hard to actually learn how to do things like make hats and arm warmers, and there's so many cool like geeky crochet things to make and knitting things to make too. So
exactly. Jenny?
Currently, the main thing I make are these little plushies called Nerdy Monsters, and here's one of them. They all kind of have the same basic shape, but each one is like a fan of something. Like here's the one I made this is Iggly for International Geek Girls Pen Pal Club. The little letter. So I make a bunch. A lot of like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, that sort of thing. I've also been experimenting with button making and hair bows and like geeky accessories and stuff. So, but a lot of sewing. I like my sewing machine.
Awesome. Okay, so I knit, crochet, I glue gun, I sew, I refashion. I do a lot of different stuff, but the only things I don't do are scrapbooking. I am lousy with scrapbooking. But yeah, I've made Where are my things? I don't know. They're all over my room. Lots of little bitty. I don't know how you pronounce it correctly because you said it earlier, Melissa, but I call them amigurumi. So I'm like, I don't know how
I
to say
have
it.
no idea. I think people pronounce it different ways, so I don't know.
Whatever works, right? So, yeah, that's what I do. And, yeah. So the next question is, we're actually kind of blowing through these pretty fast, but I have a bunch, so we'll keep going. How do you incorporate your favorite nerdy things into your crafting? I mean, we kind of already covered that a little bit, but let's go into detail a little more. Melissa?
Okay, let's see. Well, when I was in high school, like I learned to do like the crochet dolls because I love Doctor Who and I wanted more Doctor Who things because back then they didn't really sell much because it was back when David Tennant was just becoming the Doctor was when I was really into it. So it wasn't quite as big as it is now, so there wasn't so much stuff. So I crocheted Doctor Who dolls. Like I made the Doctor, Donna, Rose. And so that's how I got really into that. And so I started making like Doctor Who inspired accessories and hats, and I have all kinds of things. Like this past winter, I made so many geeky hats. Like I had tons of Star Wars hats, and I was wearing them all the time, and it was a lot of fun.
That is awesome. Okay, Jenny?
Yeah, kind of similar things. Like I pretty much just make what I make, but then I'll make it nerdy theme, like Harry Potter hair bows. I have a nerdy monster named 11.
It's so cute.
So Doctor Who themed, obviously. And then this one's named WizKid. He's got a little snitch. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of the whole concept behind my Etsy shop is these are nerdy monsters, and they each have something they're super nerdy about. So I can pretty much make, you know, endless amount. As long as you think of something nerdy, I'll create a nerdy monster for it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so like you, I guess I'll dig these out even though it's going to fall on me. Oh my gosh. I make my roses, and this one is Gryffindor yeah, Gryffindor themed. I was thinking of something else. And then the Slytherin one, which could also be Loki. So those are the most recent geeky things that I've incorporated into my making. But before that, I would make a little brain slug or a dribble, and I have a fez, but I never finished it. It's like a tiny fez too. I probably have it somewhere. Nope, I don't know where. Wait, I found it. Hang on. Here we go. I got my tiny little unfinished fez.
Cute.
So, yeah. Just continue the conversation like this. So, yeah, I just like to make a bunch of accessories and stuff like that. I haven't actually made any cool scarves or anything that are geeky. I mostly make those as food related. Because the last thing I made were cupcakes. And, yeah, and then I have other stuff like, oh, what am I looking at? I don't know. I can't bring anything. I have a tiny dinosaur over here that's painted with sprinkles on it. But can that be kind of geeky if it has a dinosaur, right?
Anything can be geeky as long as you're really, really into it.
Exactly. That's what I think too. Alrighty, so next question is, what is your favorite thing about nerdcrafting and or crafting in general? So.
Okay. Well, I like it because it gives you the opportunity to like express yourself, and also because you can make so many neat things that you can't buy in the store or find anywhere else. I don't know, like the things I make, I like making them for myself because they decorate my desk and I have them everywhere. So they just make me happy and smile, and I don't know, it's just really fun. I'm not being very clear, but
oh, I get it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just talking like just crafting on its own, it's something that I don't know, I can't not do. Like I have an idea for something in my head, I have to like make it come to life. It's just like, it's like an obsession. Like I have to like see it in person. So that's kind of like my drive for creating. And then the whole like nerdy aspect is that's just a part of my personality. I mean, I could make little like generic monsters that are just different colors, but like, why not make a Gryffindor monster? That's so much more interesting to me.
Exactly. And I just noticed you have a D20 necklace, which is awesome.
Yes. I got that at VidCon. I can't remember the store name, but there's an Etsy store that sells these, and they had a booth at VidCon last year. Got the geek theme today.
Of course. I'm like, of course. Hello, sweetie.
Oh, that's cute.
Awkwardly the same picture as same shirt as I'm wearing in my Twitter picture, and there's my TARDIS.
Okay, I think I'm wearing this dress in a video I made talking about nerdy monsters on my YouTube channel. So
Hey, we're all connecting things.
you know.
My favorite thing is connecting with people, actually, who also craft, because I like going around and seeing what other people have made. I like sharing what I've made on the internet, and like you said, like both of you said, I like making things that they don't necessarily have in stores or they can't buy. Like if I see something and I can make it, I'm gonna make it. Like my Jane hats, that's what I'm thinking of right now. Like
I
why?
made a Jane hat too.
Yeah, Jane hats.
Oh, I made one.
We all have Jane hats.
Why aren't we all wearing our Jane hats right now?
Oh my gosh. I could go get mine.
Do you want me to go get mine?
We should do this. Yes, let's do
Okay,
this.
entertain people. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'll be back.
Blah blah blah. Here I am with my Jane hat. So if anyone is interested in getting a Jane hat from me, I do commissions. I feel super awkward right now.
There we go.
Yay! This is kind of working. Oh, I know what I can do. Hang on.
Mine is at the bottom of a huge costume box.
Oh, darn.
But I have a baby DIY like free Jane hat. This will one day be a Jane hat.
Okay. Kind of works. Put it on your head.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This actually like stretches so much. I made it huge. This is like.
I made two. I made one. Someone commissioned me to make one, and then I made another one. That's mine, and I don't know where it is.
Okay,
It's somewhere.
Really warm
I have
now.
too much crafts in this place.
Okay. That was a bit hot.
I should make a Firefly themed nerdy monster. I
Yeah.
should make a Jane hat nerdy monster. Oh my goodness. How cute would that be? Like a tiny little knitted Jane hat?
That would be really cute.
Oh my gosh. Idealist.
Okay, next question. Now that I've distracted us with Jane hats. Okay. What is your least favorite or hardest thing about crafting for you? Why do you keep focusing weird? I yell at inanimate objects. Sorry. And what are any challenges you've faced with crafting? So, least favorite challenges. In one question.
Okay.
And go ahead, Melissa.
All right. Least favorite challenges. I'm trying to think. Sometimes coming up with ideas can be really hard for me because I'm kind of a visual person, so I have to have like a picture of what I'm going to make in my head or else I can't do it. So like sometimes I get very, very frustrated when I can't come up with those ideas. So that can be hard for me. And also, I don't know, I can get frustrated learning new things because I'm not good at diagrams. So like I'm a visual learner, so YouTube videos are like so great for me because I love watching those. So that's helped me a lot because when I was younger, you know, there was YouTube, but it wasn't quite as huge as it is today, you know, like when I was in high school. So it's nice now that You can just go online and find out new things, and it's easy. You don't have to pick up a book with really hard to read pictures and stuff.
Definitely. For me, hot glue gun burns and poking myself with needles, because those happen every time. Like, I do a lot of hand sewing. Like, the details on these guys, here's the YouTube one, are all like hand sewn.
Okay.
That's super cute.
And I just, yeah, needles and hot glue gun. Pretty much like the minor little like difficulties when you're working with your hands, and also, and this is probably a really insignificant struggle, but I usually watch a lot of TV while I craft. Like, I'll like marathon shows or whatever, so I like, you know, feel like I'm being productive while I'm watching TV because I'm sitting there sewing or whatever. I'm nearsighted, I'm nearsighted, so I can't see in the distance. So I'll have my glasses on my head, and I'll like put my glasses on to watch the TV, but then I have to take them off to like focus on the sewing, the details. So it's a lot of like, yeah, but it's still fun.
Going off of what you said about watching shows and stuff, my biggest problem is that I will watch marathon shows a whole night, like at least watch 4 or 5 episodes, and I will have no idea what's going on. No idea. One time I was like, did that happen? Did I miss something? When did Spike get back? Or not Spike, when did Angel get back? And because I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer right now, and I'm just like, did I miss something?
I mean, that's better than like focusing so much on the show that then you actually do injure yourself, because you're focusing on like the right part. So
yeah.
I've been trying to watch shows I've already seen before, so that way I kind of have a basis of knowledge, because it is hard to watch new things when you don't know what's going on, and with crocheting you have to watch, and with sewing and everything else. So
yeah, I did a lot of hand sewing last night while marathoning the last 4 episodes of Game of Thrones. And I definitely had to have my fiance recap them for me afterwards. I was like, wait, who was that character again? There's so many.
Yes, I feel you there. I've been there. It's the same with Game of Thrones, too, because I had to catch up, and I'm just like, I can totally knit some bows right now.
Yeah.
I can't.
And you're like, wait, somebody just died. I missed it. What?
Gotta rewind this for a little bit. And then my other problem is that I have a lot of unfinished projects, because...
Oh, don't even get me started.
Which is another question, though. I probably have... let's see. It'll come up anyway. So, do you have any favorite outside sites, like websites that you use as a reference, or anything that has taught you along the way? And we'll start with Melissa again.
Lately, I use Ravelry a lot for knitting and crocheting, because they have all the patterns collected there. So I found that to be very, very helpful. For some reason, I never knew about that till like last year. I couldn't believe I'd done so long without finding out about that website.
Yeah.
And I use Pinterest a little bit for not my crochet and knitting, but for other things, like if I want to figure out how to sew a scarf or do something else that I don't know how to do. It's easy to find projects on there, but I don't know. And I like looking on Tumblr too, because there's all kinds of crazy, fun, crafty stuff on there.
Yes. Jenny?
Cool. I mean, I've looked at the usual places, you know, all those that you mentioned, but lately, specifically for my nerdy monsters, one of my favorite YouTubers makes plushies as well. Her name's Lauren Fairweather. And she has a pretty successful Etsy shop with a bunch of little animal plushies. And on her YouTube channel, she's been posting a lot of videos, kind of like how-tos with making plushies. Like, she actually had, I think it might have been on her blog, but a bit about how to make these little custom tags. And then she recently had a video of how to make plushie patterns. So just watching her videos and like talking with her in the comments has been extremely helpful with kind of perfecting my plushie craft. So I think a lot of times it's really helpful if you find someone who's actively doing the same sort of thing as you, especially on YouTube and places like that, because then you can be like, hey, I'm making that too. I have a question. And most people, if they're, if they have the time, they'll respond. So that's really cool.
That is really cool. Like Melissa said, my favorite is Ravelry, and I've been using it for several years. My queue is huge, and I have so many things that I want to make off that site. But what got me started is my friend introduced me to Craftster.org, and then there's another website called cutoutandkeep.net, and I use that as well.
I just found out about that site.
Yeah.
They contacted me about makeup things, so look out for that.
Awesome. Very nice. And then I do YouTube tutorials. That's how I learned how to crochet, actually. Like, books did not help me at all.
Yeah.
And so anything I wanted to learn, like I learned cables my first month of knitting, and it was all from YouTube. Let's see. Then Pinterest and Tumblr, and mostly those are just for ideas. So let's, I guess, kind of deviate into that, like YouTube. It kind of helped you guys too, or
Yeah.
definitely
YouTube all the way.
all the way. It's a great resource, and people are so nice when they post tutorials. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, I wish it was there earlier. YouTube. I mean, YouTube existed when I was in my later half of college. I wish I had it in high school and before. Oh my goodness, it would have been so much help.
Yeah, I bet. Because it's like finding resources back then. I mean, I don't know. It was a lot harder when you start out.
Junior high was the first time that I went online for crafting resources, and at the time I was making Cats costumes, like unitard wig from the musical Cats, and there was a community I found called the Cats Costuming Discussion Board, or the CCDB, and they had this super old school message board at the time, and then since then they've moved to better and better message boards. It's still active, and there's still people making these amazing costumes, but that I think was my first and kind of strongest sort of crafting community, because I made friends there. And I mean, I don't make Cats costumes anymore because they're really involved and money consuming. But I'd love to make one again, and if I ever want to, I know exactly where to go, and they're great there.
That is really cool. Yeah, that's what I was like with Craftster, just finding other people to mesh with and talk to and just give creative advice and get creative advice. It is so cool that we have these resources.
Yeah.
And this is a great time to be a crafter, honestly, I think. All right, so next question. Let's see. What project are you most proud of? Melissa?
Let's see. Some of my more recent projects that I've been working on, I've finally been writing my own patterns, so I'm really proud that I've gotten to the place with crochet that I can actually do that. I actually do have a pile of things here. I made an R2D2.
Oh,
You can see that, a little crocheted R2D2.
Awesome.
And my most recent big thing I made that was, for me, it's really complicated because most of my things are just a couple of little balls put together. I made a huge Ewok. Not huge, but it's pretty big.
oh my gosh.
That's so cute.
And I was really proud of myself because I just learned how to do, crocheting within the body, instead of just sewing everything together. So
nice.
I was very proud of him and the skills that it took for me to figure out how to do that. Because I don't know, most of my stuff is pretty simple because I don't projects that take a really, really long time. So those things are more time consuming, but they're fun. So
yay. Well, I think they're super cute. Star Wars, awesome.
Thanks.
All right, how about you, Jenny?
Well, I guess maybe my Nerdy Monsters as to most recent projects. I'm proud of. Just because the concept was something I just dreamed up and I really like. But I think overall, one of the best things I ever made was back in the day I was doing the cats costumes. I was commissioned to make a wig out of like this fake hair, like wig hair,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to like unbraid it because they come braided from like a costume shop, and I had to unbraid it. I had to iron it straight, and then comb it so that half of it actually comes out and you can't use, and then the half that's left, you hot glue it to like a wig cap, but you pretty much make the wig cap out of like tights or like stockings that you then cut, and so there's just a lot involved, and it took so long because it's like little tiny bits of hair that you like have to hot glue around the entire thing. But it came out so awesome, and the guy who bought it off me was so happy. So like I think that project, because it just took so long and it came out nice, that I'm so proud of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I wish I still had it to show you. I have pictures. I'll probably post those somewhere, but yeah. Oh, it was so cool.
That's amazing.
I'm like, how do I follow this?
I'll look up a picture right now.
I would love to see it, honestly, though. It sounds so... like, I just remembered where my two little buddies are here. So here's my brain slug that's got droopy antennas. And my tribble. Which, no pattern on this one. I made it myself. Or her. I mean, her. But I think that my most favorite project has been a Cthulhu that I made for my friend. I used another person's pattern on Ravelry. I probably have it up somewhere, so I can let people know whose it is. But projects. Anyway, so that was the thing that. No. Wait. I know what my favorite project is. I know it now. I made my cousin's wedding bouquet. Crocheted it. Yeah.
Wow.
In tans and greens and browns, and I made everybody's corsages and boutonnieres.
Oh, wow.
Yep, and that was my present to her, and yeah, that is my most favorite project of all time. I mean, it's not geeky. When we're talking geeky, these are the top 3 right here. But other than that, that's my favorite because it just took so long, but I was really excited about it and finished it and happy and all that jazz. So let's see. What kind of projects do you have planned? And you have anything cool in the works, or kind of like a bucket list of crafts, like what you want to make, stuff like that. So, Melissa?
Let's see. Well, since I'm trying to learn to knit, like I have a couple of knitting patterns that are on my to-do list. Next up, I want to do a Henry scarf from like Once Upon a Time. It's like gray and red striped. And I want to make Penny's arm warmers from Dr. Horrible. I've been wanting those forever, but like you can't crochet them and them look quite right. So I've been wanting to knit those. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be too hard or far away on my skill level. But I don't know. With crochet, I don't really have any huge projects, probably just some different dolls. I want to try and make some more kind of teddy bear-esque things. Like, I want to make a big Yoda. I'm not sure how big, but I have plans for like a really big Yoda, but I'm not sure. I can't figure out what he should look like specifically yet, but he's on the horizon.
Cool.
Very cool. How about you, Jenny?
Well, I have some projects in the works. They're kind of a secret. I've been doing this thing where each month this year I release a new product on my Etsy page. I have a few things I'm working on, but here's the link to the wig I made. I'll put it in the chat here, and then I'll also put it in the comments for the people watching to see. I'd love to make another one of those wigs. That's just to my DeviantArt account, which I haven't used in a long time, but I should probably post new things there. But yeah, like that would be cool.
Did you link it? Because I can't see it. Maybe I'm looking at
I put it in the chat, the group chat. If you go to the left, there's like a blue thing that says chat when you hover over.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I see that. That's insane. That is so cool.
It took so long, but oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Oh wait, and there's another picture with me wearing it. If I can find it in a second. So that's another like old hobby I have is like doing cats makeup. Just totally not related to crafting, but it's definitely nerdy.
Yes, it is very cool.
Let's see.
Were you in musicals like when you were younger?
Not officially. I mean, a little bit, but I just got really obsessed with this particular musical. And I mean, we did a production, me and my friends, when we were in junior high. We did our own production. Okay, there's me with the wig on. Let me put it in the YouTube comments. People watching.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that's, that's me.
Very cool.
I had to do a photo shoot before I sent it off to the guy who commissioned it off me because I just had to. Ugh. You do. Yeah, I'd love to make another wig like that. It was really involved, but maybe one day. Until then, I'll make more little monsters. I have a cats themed one. I need to perfect it. He doesn't have any ears. He's got a little tail. Yeah, let's see. I just have this pile now building of all the monsters. And then this is Arkham.
Oh,
It's
nice.
Batman.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually have a huge list. I want to make a Ewok hooded scarf. So with the ears and stuff. I have everything for it. I just don't want to make my own pattern and don't want to use anybody else's. So I'm being kind of stubborn with that one. I also want to make a nibbler and have my own little nibbler so I can be Leela sometime in a cosplay. Speaking of cosplays, I have a whole list of those too. But probably won't be making those. Actually, wait, I do have my own Kaylee going on right now. I have a whole bag of stuff over there. Stop being blurry, come on. So yeah, I got the patches, I got the overalls, and I just need to resize it and yeah, make my Kaylee. And those are the top 3 on my list right now. Nibbler and that won't be for a while. But the Ewok hooded scarf is definitely something that I want to make and want to make it before this fall comes up so I can wear it all the time.
I made an ear flap Ewok hat that I really like to wear.
Awesome.
So I just I look for hat pattern, just like mashing up a bunch of different ones to get it how I want.
Yeah, that's what I do. I did that for Halloween. I was Louise from Bob's Burgers. So I just found a bunch of different patterns for hats and like combined them to make her little bunny hat.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I end up doing it too. Like with my Jane hat, I used a knitting pattern that was gigantic when I tried to make it. Like, I do not do gauge at all. Let's just say that right now. I don't. I don't like it, and I don't want to do it. I'm stubborn. So I ended up using my own pattern that I had made earlier for a hat. So I kind of did it to my own sizing and stuff. I'm blurry again. So yeah, mixing and matching patterns and stuff. Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm running out of questions. But let's see. Out of all of the projects you've made, total, we're talking over your lifetime, pretty much, about what % of them have been unfinished or have been scrapped? That's what I'm curious to know. And Melissa?
Oh, let's see. I'm kind of like an obsessive finisher, so I don't have a lot of unfinished, like at least crochet projects and stuff, because I'm kind of weird about that. I get really intense about finishing things. But I've wanted really badly to learn how to sew, but for some reason, like, me and machines don't go well together. So for some reason, I would love to be able to sew clothes, but every time I've done it, it's come out so wrong. I have like a lot of fabric and some patterns, but I'm not getting to those anytime soon.
Yeah, with sewing, it definitely helps to have someone who has sewed before help you out. Like, I did a mermaid costume for my ex's daughter one time, and my mom definitely had to help me with that. Because patterns are intense if you don't know exactly what you're doing or have someone to help you, because they're just like, what am I doing?
I've always had frustration with that because my mom sews quilts, or I don't know if she did it recently, but she used to be really into making quilts, so she taught me how to sew and use a sewing machine. And she's all about patterns, like, and she's made clothes before, like for me and my sister when we were younger and stuff. And I like patterns to a degree, but whenever I've done cosplay type things, I tend to just not have a pattern and just kind of attack the fabric with the sewing machine till it looks like how I want it to look. And I've done that, and then I've asked for her help on certain things, and it just frustrates her so much because she's like, "You don't have a pattern, I can't help you. Like, what are you doing?" Like, I made that reminded me, I made a mermaid costume for myself, actually, a little mermaid costume, and I was making the skirt. I had zero pattern. I just kind of draped it around myself, pinned it, and went okay, and then I just attacked it with a sewing machine, and it came out nice. But my mom was just like cringing, like, "What are you? That's not how you make clothes." But yeah, it definitely helps to have someone like teach you the basics at least, so that you can then, you know, like, certain things in patterns have very like weird terms, and at first they can seem very like, that's a foreign language. What?
Match the 2 line to the 1 line? Do what now? That's where I get confused. Like, I think I may have cut this wrong.
Yeah, like which is a fold line and which is a cut line, and how many times do you double the fabric to cut, and yeah, there's a little bit of a learning curve there, but yeah.
Okay, so how about what percent, Jenny?
Oh,
about all your stuff?
okay. Over the course of my life, if you don't count like the video side of my projects, like in the sort of story, screenplay, novels part, if you take all that out and you just focus on like physical, crafty things, probably about a third doesn't get made, I would say. There's definitely many times I've started a cat's costume and just didn't get past a certain point. That's happened a lot. Lately, I've been pretty good about it because I have this whole like make a new thing every month thing. So recently, I've been finishing things, but like for a while there, especially when I was in college, where you just don't have time to do anything, I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna make a thing, and nope, nope.
Yeah. Confession time, 75% of all the things that I've ever worked on get made, or they get ripped out and turned into balls of yarn again. So 75% of unfinished things around my room. Like my most recent project, that scarf with the cupcakes, which I guess I could link in there. Yeah, that was in there for 2 years and unfinished. Like, it was so close to being finished too, but I'm like, nope, not right now. Not right now either. No.
I've got 2 unfinished scarves right here. I started these probably years ago.
Are the needles still attached?
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course, yes. They have to be, right?
Gertie. I don't know why my dog is barking.
Don't know
Sorry
either.
about that. Sometimes she randomly hears things, and
Sorry, Gertie.
I'm
Get
gonna
well
go
soon.
close the door. I'll be back.
Sounds good. Yeah, I have a bunch of scarves with needles attached to them too. At some point, you just have to decide, like, is it worth it to keep it in your stash with this needle? Like,
Yeah.
or should I start something else with this needle and just take it off?
Yeah, for me though, I wouldn't start anything new with it until I finished it, I don't think. If I took it off the needle, then nothing else would happen. It's being in the mood to knit is what it is. I haven't been in the mood to knit a lot recently. I used to knit a lot more years ago, but maybe if I'm in a knitting mood, I'll pull it out and do a few rows.
Yeah, like, big projects for me do not happen. Like, I would love to make a sweater, but instead I just make the bows.
That's cute.
Yeah, I know my limits. That's why I don't do big projects, because I would never be able to finish them. They would just be too overwhelming. That's why I stick with little things.
Little things are good. We like little things.
I'm so happy I invested in a button maker a few years ago, and those are the greatest because once you have that, it's so easy to design and just make buttons. Like you just design it on your computer, print it off, use the button maker, make the button, and boom, it's done. It's the most like instant gratification of any of my projects. So that's nice.
So is it kind of like a shrinky dink, or I'm confused
No,
about this button maker thing?
it's a big machine. I can get it and show you if you're curious. It's really expensive, but let me find it.
Like, yes, show me your thing. I want to see this button maker. I'm very curious.
This one's fun. Buttons are cool to make. I always have to do like the little plastic ones because I don't have any cool machine.
Yeah, and the awesome ones at the store are so expensive you have to wait until like a 50% off coupon or something. That's what I do anyway. Otherwise, I just get them from the store because.
So here's a button, if you can see.
Oh, that kind of button.
Yeah, pinback button.
Right.
Sorry,
I was like so thinking that it was a button maker that actually made buttons.
Yeah, no, pinback.
Okay.
And it's this whomping fellow right here.
Yes.
Heavy-duty machinery.
That is cool, though.
That's really
I've
neat.
been wanting one of these for ever since I was really little. Now I have one. So I can make buttons.
Very cool. So when she gets back from that, then I'll ask the next question. Which we actually covered already, but stop making me blurry. This is probably going to be a really interesting YouTube video with me getting blurry every 5 seconds. Stay.
I'm here, shouting.
You're just listening to. Alright. Well, while that's happening, we already covered this, but do you sell online, and where can we find you?
I sell online on Etsy. I'm Melissa's Cute Crochet is my shop. I sell my little plush dolls, and I sell accessories like scarves and arm warmers and things. And on the 25th of this month is my year anniversary of selling, so I'm excited.
Congratulations! Yay! And did you get to hear that, Jenny?
Yeah. That's awesome. Congrats, by the way. I have an Etsy shop called Nerdy Monsters. Like I said, nerdymonsters.etsy.com. It's not just these little guys, though. There's buttons, there's hair bows, purses, jewelry. It's mostly nerdy themed, and again, I'm doing a new thing every month. Actually, I have more of Iggly, and more of her, so I'll list that pretty soon. I've had my shop for I think maybe 2 years, maybe a little over a year. I'm not exactly sure. It's been really slow going, I'll admit. I'm more successful at craft fairs, like specifically Harry Potter themed craft fairs that do exist. But I'm not giving up. I'm gonna keep at it with the shop, and always researching to try and find tips and tricks and best practices and such. But you should check it out because they're super cute.
Yes, and check out Melissa's too, in case you haven't.
I'm gonna go
Promoting everybody tonight.
Put the links in the comments of both of your Etsy, so I can go follow them.
Yes, I shall go find mine right now. And mine is April Sprinkles. I've had it since I think April, I guess, of this year. So I'm kind of a newbie. Wait, that can't be right. No, it was last year. I'm so confused. I made one sale, and it was before Christmas, so it had to be last year. I should really pay attention. Anywho, I sell my beautiful flowers, which I'm trying to pull out right now. Okay. So I sell my flowers. I haven't put these up yet because I'm a little lazy. But I'm also I don't know if anyone's actually interested in buying these. So
I mean, you just gotta try, Just put it up there and see. You never know. That's kind of my theory. Is I don't know. Just list it. See what happens. I get a lot of likes and a lot of favorites, but I'm again like you. I've only made 2 sales, and I've had it for a long time. So slow going, slow start, but hopefully things will pick up for both of us.
Exactly. All 3 of us. I mean, let's all get sales tonight. Okay. For some reason, it's going really slow. I just want to see my shop. Can I just see my shop, please?
Yeah. For some reason, I've noticed with my Etsy, no matter how much I promote it or try and share it on social media, my sales are always random. It doesn't matter. I read a lot of advice, but for some reason, it's not been helping me.
Have either of you tried purchasing ad space, either through Etsy or through maybe Google? Because I haven't ever done that, but I've definitely considered actually purchasing promotion and things like that, because that's what I heard other people have done and it's successful. But
I've never done it. I was thinking of maybe doing a giveaway on some blogs or different things like that, thinking that might help better, because I've kind of heard both ways with the ad space. Some people say it works for them and some people say it doesn't, so I don't know.
Yeah, I've done a lot of giveaways, and the giveaways are great because they help people go and see your shop, and I've gotten a lot of likes and favorites from that, but I haven't gotten any sales from doing a giveaway, unfortunately. So I don't know. Again, I think you just have to find your tribe, your demographic, your little community, and that's pretty hard these days because there's so much out there. There's so many options. It's hard to be as unique as you really need to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I said earlier, as a crafter, if there's something that I see and I want to make it, I'm gonna make it myself. So there are a lot of people out there who would buy things, but instead they're crafters as well, so they make it themselves.
Exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
But it's come on, it's just a $7 flower. I'm just trying to pimp myself out right here. Hi, look at my flowers. Buy them. Exactly. Oops. Okay. So I posted my link in the chat, but I don't know where the YouTube one is.
Before I just posted a comment on the video page.
Okay, so I'll do that afterwards, I think.
Okay. And, it's exciting.
Let's see, what was I gonna say? So mine, I actually use. Will show a flower that I'm working on if it is not attached to anything. I actually use repurposed materials with mine. Like this thing right here is off of a shoe. And that was blurry, but this beautiful shininess. Come on. Focus on the shiny, please. There we go. So this one's actually for me. It's Frozen inspired because I'm a Disney nerd too. But I do a lot like that with my mom and I. We go to Goodwill outlet and you can buy a ton of shoes and we clean them up and clean up the jewels anyway and take them off the shoes. And yeah, so that's what's in my Etsy.
Nice. I'm looking at both of your Etsys right now. Both super cute.
Thank you. I'm gonna go look at it now. And Jennifer's. Jenny, sorry. Okay, so question. How long have you been blogging? And you can start with Melissa.
I kind of have been blogging off and on for a long time. I think my first blog I had was like my senior year of high school. So that was a little while ago now. That didn't last long, but I was on Tumblr for like 2 years, but kind of on there I went down the rabbit hole of just like reblogging everything and not really doing anything myself. So I shut that down, and like for the past couple months I've been on WordPress, and so I've been trying to keep to a schedule and stuff.
And is that the only place where you blog now, or do you have any other places you'd like to promote? Like, I have another blog somewhere else, or...
Well, I do have a Tumblr still, but it's just for my Etsy shop. It's Melissa's Cute Crochet at tumblr.com, and so that I just basically post all my little dolls or crochet projects I've been working on there. So
very cool. How about you, Jenny? How long have you been blogging, and do you have any other blogs or places you'd like to promote?
Okay, well, let's see. It depends on your definition of blogging, because I definitely had a Zanga back in the day. I think I was in college when I had a Zanga, and LiveJournal as well for a while. LiveJournal was more high school. By the way, I've graduated college 6 years ago, so there's a little perspective of like my internet history. But as far as like, I don't know, like my current blog, I've been doing it for a few years now, and it's just magiccatjenny.com. It's actually through Blogspot, Blogger, and I really like it. And I think lately, in the past 2 years, I think I've gotten really into the whole like blogging community, which I didn't really realize was a thing till super recently, and it's really fun, and I try and blog like either 3 or 4 times a week, and I guess I've sort of become a like geeky lifestyle blog, is I guess how I'd describe it. I blog about my crafts, I blog about conventions or just life things, but as far as somewhere else to promote, I am a YouTuber, and that I've been doing for like 4 years now, I think. And that's a whole other world. Very different than the blogging or the Etsy world, but it's my like, those 3 are like my 3 main like little homes: my blog, my Etsy, and my YouTube. And YouTube it's fun. It's time consuming, but it's fun. So yeah, and that's just youtube.com/magiccatjenny.
Alrighty, awesome. It's my turn. I'm on aprilsprinkles.blogspot.com. I used to be crafty camo lover at blogspot.com. That was when I was dating a Marine. Not anymore. I changed the name a year ago, and I've been blogging for about 3 years off and on. I kind of come back, leave, come back, leave. But ever since I found the Female Geek Bloggers group, which is what this is all a part of, obviously, I've been much more inspired to become a part of this community and talk more and blog more and just get what I want to get out. And I love it. It is so much fun. And reading other people's blogs, like, I finally feel like I'm part of a community, which is awesome. I've never gotten into YouTube, though I have a channel, and I follow a ton of things. So I'll probably go end up following your channel on there, too, Jenny. And, let's see, what else? I have Tumblr. It's kind of a project that I've been working on for a little bit, but I'm not 100% in it yet. It's pretty geeky and nerdy.tumblr.com, I think. Let me make sure that's the right. Yes, prettygeekyandnerdy.tumblr.com. And it's going to be a part of my blog soon, or I'm going to make another blog for it. I don't know. And it's just showing that girls or guys can be pretty and geeky and nerdy at the same time. Like, showing off how you can wear your fandom on your t-shirts, you know, like me. and
followed.
And be pretty at the same time, even though I'm like, not so pretty right now, whatever. But, like, you know, wearing cool jewelry or whatever. Or making your own knitted fez and putting it on your head with a string attached to it.
That's great. That actually makes me think of a YouTuber who has done like videos with that kind of style. Her name's Christina Horner. I think her YouTube channel is I Talk to Two Snakes. I Talk to Snakes. She used to be in a Slytherin themed wizard rock band back in the day.
Yeah.
But she has a lot of like how to be nerdy and geeky and show off your fandom, but still be like cute and fashionable or whatever, and that's kind of part of what she does.
That's awesome. I'm gonna go stalk that now.
Yeah, I should make you guys a list of channels you should go watch that I think you'd like.
I would like
crafty ones, nerdy ones. Yeah, I have quite a few I watch all the time.
Yeah, I like Christina Horner's. I like her like monthly roundup videos where she lists all the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, her monthly roundup. Those are really great.
I'm writing this down right now. But yeah, send me some links because basically I go on YouTube for SXE Phil and Vlogbrothers, and that's it. I'm so much on Tumblr. I can't. So much on the Tumblrs. The Tumblrs is ruining my life. Yeah, so. Oh, do I have any more questions?
Wow. Well, it's already 8.
Yeah. I do have one more question. This is the last question, actually, which is, since it is 8 o'clock, but, what's her name? Hasn't come back. Amanda. That's her name. So last question is, what advice would you give to new crafters, and where do you suggest they would go to find things for their particular craft? And Melissa?
Oh, let's see. I'm not sure where I would specifically. Like, if you're a knitter or crafter, go on Ravelry if you don't know what that is yet, because that's amazing. Tumblr is a really good place because I know, like, since I've been back on with like my crochet blog, I follow a lot of other crocheters, and it's kind of like there's a little community there, so that's pretty cool. Like, you can get advice from tons of different people on there, or on YouTube. That's another good place. So I don't know. I mean, just have fun, pick the things you like, and don't be afraid to experiment, because like I learned to crochet and I didn't like it until I found how to make dolls and how to make geeky things. So, you know, you kind of will eventually find a niche. So just keep looking if you haven't found that yet.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, how about you, Jenny?
Google. Google is your friend. Really, I mean that way through Google you can find all these other communities and places. Just, you know, type in the craft you want to make with a how-to in front of it. You will find something, I guarantee.
Yeah, because that's what we were saying earlier. Like, this is a great time to be a crafter. If you want to jump into anything, you can learn it just by going on YouTube or Google. There are plenty of free resources out there. There's plenty of people willing to help you, willing to work with you, and give you advice, just like us. So, I mean, if you need any advice, come on, let me know.
No.
I will do my best. I will at least show you some crazy YouTubes that'll be like, here's some awesome cabling you can do and learn the most intense thing you will ever learn. But yeah, so my other advice would be just try it. Don't be afraid to fail. I failed a lot. Like I said, 75% have been failures, but I usually take at least 25% of those and turn them into new things. So, like, this was a penguin once. Not a penguin anymore. So, just go with it and just make things and be happy. Without sounding like I'm being very bossy. Just be happy with what you make, and then if you don't make what you want to make the first time, try again and keep practicing. I mean, you'll get there eventually. Okay, so since we finished the last question, I guess I'll start us by signing off. My name is Kelsey. I'm from April Sprinkles. I was your moderator tonight for the Nerdcrafting Hangout. If you'd like to see anything from our links or whatever, if you want to do the hashtag thing, it is hashtag FGB Nerdcrafting or hashtag Nerdcrafting. And my Etsy is April Sprinkles on Etsy.com. And Melissa?
I'm Melissa Prang, and I'm from Readerly Geek, and I sell dolls and accessories on Melissa's Cute Crochet on Etsy.
And I'm Jenny from MagicCatJenny.com, also YouTube.com/MagicCatJenny, and of course, NerdyMonsters.etsy.com.
Awesome. So thanks to Melissa and Jenny for joining us, and for all of you out there who have watched. And I hope you have a very nerdcrafty night.